The clay pot was warm. I'm not talking about warm like it's been in the sun. I mean warm like skin. Like if you touched someone's arm and I could hear it, a heartbeat, coming from inside the clay. There were 8 of them, just sitting there on this altar, in a room I wasn't supposed to enter. 8 pots, one for each of my dead babies, and I was pregnant again. My name is Chima. People used to call my husband a saint. Vincent the good, they said. Vincent the patient. Look, I know how this sounds. Rich Lagos husband, rituals, dead babies. You've heard it before, right? But I need you to understand something. It took me 10 years to figure it out. 10 years of losing children. 10 years of thinking I was the one with the problem. We met at University of Lagos. He sold second-hand clothes from one of those Ghana must-go bags. He was broke, but he had this hunger in his eyes. He told me, "One day, Chima, I'm going to give you everything." My father didn't like him. He said, "A man who runs too fast, he forgets his soul behind." I thought my father was just old. You know how old people are. I didn't listen. So we got married. First year was good. We had nothing but we were happy. Then I got pregnant. We were so excited. We bought the little white baby clothes, picked out names. Michael, if it was a boy. Ada, if it was a girl. Vincent started his business that same month. Used all our savings to import 1 container of electronics. It was a big risk. Everything we had. 3 months into the pregnancy, I woke up screaming. It wasn't just pain. It felt like hands. Invisible hands reaching inside me, pulling. He rushed me to the hospital, but it was too late. The doctor said, spontaneous abortion. That's the medical term. For when your heart breaks in half. I cried for weeks, but Vincent, I was lying in that hospital bed, empty, bleeding. He was standing by the window. His phone rang. He didn't know I was awake. He said, "Is it done? The container cleared? Good. Excellent." His voice. It wasn't. It wasn't the voice of a man who just lost his child. It was the voice of a man closing a business deal. When he turned around and saw me watching, everything changed. The tears came, the shaking hands. He said, "Oh, my wife, God gives and God takes." 2 days later, his container arrived. He's made millions. We moved from Surulere to a bigger house. I told myself I was crazy. I told myself grief was making me paranoid. Second pregnancy, same thing. Those invisible hands again. Another miscarriage. His business exploded. We moved to Magodo. Third pregnancy, same thing. He got a government contract. We moved to Ikoyi. By now we had the G-Wagon, the Land Cruiser. We went to Paris. I wore diamonds that cost more than most people's houses. People whispered that we did rituals, but nobody said it to our faces. We were too rich to insult. His mother showed up after the second miscarriage. Mama Vincent, if you're Nigerian, you know what I'm talking about. The mother-in-law from hell. She hated me. She would walk around our house spitting on the floors. She called me a witch. Said I was eating her son's future. I hated her back. I prayed against her. I told Vincent, your mother is the one doing this. She's killing our babies with village juju. He would just sigh. That patient, saintly sigh. He'd say, she's old, Chima. Just ignore her. By the third pregnancy, I was terrified. I barely left the bed. One night, 2 a.m, Mama Vincent burst into our bedroom. She had a Bible and a bottle of anointing oil, but she didn't come to my side of the bed. She ran to his side, started pouring oil on his pillow, screaming, "Let the covenant be broken. Let the blood be dry. Leave the innocent girl alone." Vincent woke up and I had never seen him like that. He slapped her. Hard. The sound, I can still hear it. He dragged her out of the house that night. Sent her back to the village the next morning. He told me. She was trying to curse the baby, Chima. I had to protect us. I hugged him. I actually thanked him. 2 weeks later, I lost that baby too. He got a contract with the federal government. I didn't understand until years later. Mama Vincent wasn't cursing me. She was trying to break whatever he had done. She wasn't the villain. She was the only person who could see the monster. 4 more pregnancies, 4 more miscarriages, 4 more business deals. By the 6th one, my best friend Nina said, Chima, let's go see this prophet in Ibadan. He sees deep things. Vincent refused to come. Said he didn't believe in that stuff. So we went. Just me and Nina. The prophet lived in this house that smelled like incense and fear. That's the only way I can describe it. He looked at me, looked at my stomach, and he frowned. He said, your womb is not empty. It's a factory. I didn't understand. He continued, you're producing gold. I see a pipeline. A spiritual umbilical cord. It runs from your womb to a bank vault. Then he said, search your house. Search for the clay, the earth that eats. Nina panicked. She grabbed my arm. We have to leave. This man is fake. Vincent is a good man. Don't listen to this madness. She dragged me out before I could ask more questions. On the drive back to Lagos, she was sweating, texting on her phone like crazy. I asked, who are you texting? She stammered, just my boyfriend. When I got home, Vincent was standing at the door. He asked, how was Ibadan? I froze. I hadn't told him we went to Ibadan. I said we were going to the market. He smiled. Nina told me, she was worried about you. She's a good friend. That's when I knew Nina wasn't my friend. She was working for him. There was one part of our Ikoyi mansion that was off limits. The boys' quarters. You know, the BTQ. Usually that's where the house help stays. But Vincent renovated ours. Put these heavy steel doors on it. Barred the windows. He told the staff, that's my server room. The radiation will kill you if you go in there. Everyone was terrified. Nobody went near the back of the house, but we had this new girl, Grace. She was 19, sharp, stubborn. It was a Tuesday, one of those Lagos rains, the kind that shakes the whole foundation. Vincent was in Dubai, again. I was sitting in the living room with a glass of wine, just staring at the rain. Grace ran in. Her face looked grey. She whispered, Madam, come. I asked, what happened? She said, the thunder. The thunder broke the big mango tree. It fell on the BQ, the roof. Collapsed. My heart started pounding. We ran to the back, both of us soaking in the rain. The tree had crushed the corner of the building. The steel door was twisted, hanging off. I stepped over the broken concrete. There were no servers inside, no computers, no electronics, just a red glow. The smell hit me first, metallic, like copper, like blood, and something else. Sulfur, maybe. The room was painted completely black. In the center was an altar, and on the altar, the pots, clay pots, small ones, the kind village women used to store water, but these were sealed with black wax. I stepped closer. My legs were shaking. I counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I heard it, a heartbeat, coming from inside the pot. I reached out. My hand was trembling. I touched the first pot. It was warm. Like if you touch someone's arm. I screamed. I backed away and knocked over the small notebook on the table. I picked it up. My hands were shaking so hard I almost dropped it. It was a ledger, like an accounting book. Entry 1, August 14, 2006. Mail. Harvested. Payoff. First container clearing. Entry 2. May 20, 2008. Female. Harvested. Payoff. Shell contract. Entry 3. Entry 4. Entry 5. He hadn't just killed them. He had written it down. Like stocks. Like business transactions. Then I saw the last page. Entry 9. Pending. Twins. Payoff. Political appointment. Senate. Twins. I wasn't pregnant. I had checked last week. But then, the nausea hits me. That morning sickness I'd been ignoring for 2 days. I touched my stomach. Oh my God. He knew. He knew before I did. I grabbed Grace. We're leaving. Right now. We ran back to the main house. I needed my car keys. But when I opened the front door, headlights blinding me. The G-Wagon was in the driveway. Vincent was home. He walked into the house, soaking wet from the rain, and his eyes were completely black. Nina was with him, my best friend. She was holding a red candle. He said, "You went into the room, Chima." His voice was so calm, that's what scared me the most. I started screaming. "You monster, you ate our children." He stepped closer. "I didn't eat them. I preserved them. They're the pillars of this family. Look at this house. Look at your clothes. Who do you think paid for all of this?" They did. I shouted, "I'm leaving." Nina laughed. Actually laughed. "You can't leave, Chima. You're carrying twins. Senate seat. Do you know how much power that is?" They cornered me. Grace tried to fight, but Vincent hit her. She fell against the wall. She wasn't moving. He grabbed my arm. His grip was like iron. He whispered, "We don't have to wait for the natural time. The prophet said we can extract the glory early." He started dragging me toward the kitchen. I saw the knife on the counter. I fought him. I scratched his face. I bit his hand until I tasted blood. I screamed. Mama Vincent was right. She tried to warn me. When I said his mother's name, he flinched just for a second. That's all I needed. I grabbed this heavy glass vase from the table and smashed it over Nina's head. She dropped. I didn't run toward the door. I ran back, out the back door, into the rain, toward the collapsed BQ. Vincent was chasing me. "Stop! Don't you dare touch them!" I ran into the ruined room. The 8 pots were still there. The heartbeats were louder now, like drums. I grabbed a heavy iron rod from the debris. He was standing at the broken door. "Chima, no. If you break them, the contract ends. I'll lose everything. We'll lose everything." I looked at him. I said, "Good." I swung the iron rod. The first pot shattered. There was this sound, like a baby crying. White mist shot out of the broken pieces and flew up into the sky. Vincent dropped to his knees. "My money!" I smashed the second one. He was on the ground now, coughing up this black bile. His skin was turning grey, aging, right in front of me. I broke the third one, the fourth, the fifth. With every pot I smashed, he withered. His hair turned white, his smooth skin wrinkled like paper. When I broke the 8th pot, silence. Vincent was lying on the wet ground. He looked like a 90-year-old man. He couldn't move. He couldn't speak. He just stared at me with those dead eyes. The police came. Grace had woken up and called them. They found the ledger. They found Nina unconscious. They found Vincent. The newspapers called it a domestic dispute involving mental illness. They hushed it up. Money still talks in Lagos, even when the source is gone. Vincent didn't die. That would be too easy. He had a massive stroke that night. He's paralyzed. He's in a nursing home in Yaba. He can't speak. He can't move. He can only blink. I visit him sometimes. I bring my twins. Yes, I kept the pregnancy. a boy and a girl. They're 5 years old now. I stand over his bed. I look into his eyes. I whisper, "Look at them, Vincent. Look at the Senate seat you never got." He cries. Tears roll down his wrinkled face. I don't wipe them away. I let them fall. People ask me why I look so young, why I glow. I tell them it's peace. But sometimes, late at night, when the twins are sleeping, I hear it, a heartbeat, and I wonder, did I break all the pots, or did Nina hide one before I found her? Because yesterday, I saw a gray hair on my daughter's head, and my bank account, increased by 10 million naira, just appeared. I pray I'm just being paranoid. I pray.